Welcome and welcome back to the Light Renegades. My name is Starr. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. To those that might be new, we are the Light Renegades. We are a collective of Pleiadian beings bringing you information from the stratospheres that are ever expanding. We are disclosing cosmic secrets and allowing for you to stand ever more in your sovereignty and in your power. We are disclosing information with regards to the negative reptilian order and its influence over planet Earth and all of its inhabitants. But if you are here for the first time, I would suggest perhaps starting, at the beginning of a different playlist, because this is just an energetic update today. Although I feel like there is a lot for you to delve into. With regards to today's message, I'm going to share some videos in the description as well, and that I'll explain in a little moment that might help you in your expression, in your expense. But if you are here, I very much feel like it's a space for you to catapult from and to, just find anything in our playlist that might be jumping out to you at this moment in time. Trust your intuition. You are not here by chance. It's very much been guided for you to be in this space. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about myself, Starr, you can head over to the playlist. There is a playlist titled Starr, where you can find out a little bit more about myself expression and how I've come to be in these spaces, channeling entities and I guess expressions of consciousness at this moment in time. But to those that are in real time, thank you for joining me over here, everyone. I've been really in the pits of it, unleashing myself from understandings of past karmic connections and darker aspects of understanding that are not helpful to me in this present given moment in my expanse. So it's been quite a violent and emotional week for myself, and I did want to ask if some of you could be sending out light to me this weekend if that feels in line for you. Teams of Light suggested that I put this out in a public platform space to help me transition in this understanding. And I'm not a soul to be asking for help often, if it makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable most of the time, so I appreciate you all in advance for doing so. But I wanted to share that I've been in lots of space of understanding I guess different aspects of research right now, and I'm looking forward to sharing a little bit more about that next week. But I've been predominantly in the music industry for a little while. I'm going to share some videos that I've been watching of late to perhaps expand your understanding somewhere, so that you are ready and prepared for next week's channeling. This is what I want to share. So I'm going to be circling back around to be channeling the Angelic Council and the GA, which is our fractal of the Galactic Federation of Light, that once was, to be seeding in deeper expressions of the negative reptilian order and its influence over all of us here right now. But I've been having to understand that we have been going in karmic loops and cycles for a very long time, and I know this expression isn't new to some, but I think some of you are going to start coming to the cognizant awareness of where these loops and cycles have been happening in your life and why. So this is a pause where you are moment right now in your expression, and we do have the full moon in Aquarius coming up, and I filmed a tarot and oracle reading, no, just a straight oracle reading with regards to the full moon in Aquarius, and I'm going to tag this in the description below alongside another video which is titled The Void, and that's another reading that has some quite deep and dark expressions, and it talks about timeline jumping and quantum leaping. And I think some of you, although you might not resonate with the tarot world or that aspect of other understandings, I feel like the information in there might be paramount to you understanding where you are in your expression of self right now and your expanse that you're trying to leap into. So please do sink into the spaces of this moon energy that is coming up for us, that is the full moon in Aquarius, because I think that there is a lot that is happening energetically, and this is the first full moon since the Lion's Gate, let me remind you all. So it's an incredibly potent time to be quantum jumping, and I think this moon specifically is going to highlight some aspects for you that you really need to take a look at so that you can catapult forward. I feel like there has been a splice in energy of late. I felt this physical splice. I've been purging a lot this week in some spaces that I just didn't even think I had darkness still left, and I use the word darkness loosely because I believe that we are all 50% light and shadow in equal amounts, but just I guess more negative aspects of expressions that I need not be connecting to this lifetime. So as much as you think you might have done your shadow work, you might have been purging out a lot of energy, I promise you that there is still more yet to be done, and perhaps this might happen over this weekend for yourself also. So please know that I'm going to be sending as much love and light as I can to all of you in this space, as much as sending my love and light to myself. And please have ultimate compassion for self in your spaces and where you find yourself right now, because I feel like there might be some quite erratic shifts and expressions that might be stepping forward to you. I've definitely been tested in times of my patience this week, and I very much feel like those beings out there that are not here for our highest good have been pushing people around me, and I've been feeling that expression to those that perhaps aren't the understanding of their own energetic body. I'd like to remind you that beings can step into others and make them act in certain ways around you to throw you off course. This is very real, this is very true, and I say this not to scare, but just to let you know and make you aware that if some things have been happening in your life and you just think, what on earth is going on? Why is this person acting this way? It's because there are other forces at play connecting to those energies. And I think we are going to ever be in spaces where that understanding is ramping up, coming towards Halloween season, everyone. This has been a notion that that has been expressed to me for some time. So I'm going to share a little bit more about that when it is time. But I think that we are coming to a time where everything is coming to a head. Everything is coming to quite a violent close is what I want to share. So there are going to be some beings that are going to be fighting to stay in these realms when, they are slipping into timelines that are collapsing. So please be aware of that, given where you might find yourself in your journey, in your expanse, and, perhaps things that you've been dealing with in previous lives that you are aware of, or in parallel timelines that you're aware of, or things that you might have been connected to, subjected to this lifetime is what I want to share. And, this is a very personal understanding for me. I've been dealing with some aspects from others where, they didn't want to step forward and share their truth with me. They could see me drowning quite literally in this space of energy. They wanted me to suffer. They didn't want me to step forward in my full expression of my sovereignty and in my power. So they just let me drown in this space until, teams of light were able to balance out this karma. And this is what is happening right now to them in those spaces. And, I do send them the most utmost amount of, ultimate compassion and love in that space. But it's been incredibly trying on myself and my life and my expression. And, to so many around me, this has been rippling out, not just to me, but to those in my personal space. It's been incredibly challenging for me to be able to move on, move forward, and, have a steady footing here. So I'm ever grateful for all of you seeding your love and your light with me in this space as a Light Renegades as a whole, because your light has truly been helping me expand in my spaces too, and to seed in my sovereignty. So thank you for that, and I hope that I've been, reciprocating that energy back to you somewhere, channeling these messages for you all. But I wanted to say that if you have been struggling, things are coming to an end, I promise you. The timelines are closing. We've been making sure that timelines are closing. And however you've been expressing yourself in this space, you did the most. And please do not shame yourself for how you've acted in certain circumstances, because I'm hearing you needed to be that expression to, show others that they couldn't step all over you. And that's definitely an expression that I've been struggling with, feeling like I've been, speaking out of line, out of turn in some spaces, but knowing that I've been having to do that so I could stand ever more in my sovereignty and in my power. I'm very much a respectful soul, but if people have been stepping towards me and, showing me disrespect time and time again, I've been having to stand my power. So know that, everyone, sometimes if you have a stern word with someone, or if you tell them, setting those boundaries isn't a stern word, it's what you deserve and the respect that you deserve to have in your spaces. So continue to set boundaries, continue to speak up about what you want in your life and what you want to experience. And please do you see an aspect of light through this full moon's expression? Please be releasing everything that no longer serves your highest good. This might be, mental processes. This might be understandings from previous timelines that, are still grappling at your ankles. This might be aspects of lack of self-worth, lack of self-acceptance, lack of understanding your psychic and spiritual expression. Or this might be the mental capacities and wanting to, have a mind that is a little bit more tuned in to these spiritual understandings. You can ask for all of this through this full moon in Aquarius. And I do delve into a little bit more of that expression, a deeper aspect of that understanding in that reading that is going to be in the description below for you all. But I think perhaps that's all I would like to share for now. I just want to make everyone aware that whatever is going on in your life, it is very real, it is very true, and it's very true to you. So do not let anyone gaslight you in your spaces. Do not let anyone tell you that what you're experiencing isn't true, because just because it might not be their expression doesn't mean that it's not your truth. So continue to stand in your love, in your sovereignty, in your light, and in your power above all else. And if you have no one there to shout for you and to scream in your corner that you are worthy, I promise you I'm shouting and screaming for you behind the scenes, and I'm sending all of you the utmost amount of love and respect from in this space, because I feel how powerful each and every soul is here, and you deserve to be happy in your spaces. So for those that have been teetering on the edge of stepping forward and perhaps shutting down some connections that aren't for your highest good, this is your confirmation that the time is now, and you are ready. You're ready to say no to them. You're ready to say yes to you. You're ready to say yes to your expanse, and to be living a life of love and expression of happiness. This is about reciprocal relationships right now, everyone. Do not let anything slide under the table right now. Do not let anything go, amiss in your spaces. If people have been disrespecting you, they do not deserve to be in your life, is what I want to share. And it is that cut and dry, everyone. Some expressions are black and white. If you're being disrespected, if you are not being respected and loved, or feelings aren't being reciprocated, it is time to go, everyone. And I've come forward with quite a violent expression, and I think quite a forthright expression, because I think some of you have needed to hear this right here, right now. And I'm very much a soul that was grappling with this time and time again, lifetime after lifetime, over and over again, for many, many years this life. And I say this from experience. Do not fall through my mistakes. You can go and watch my expressions in my playlist titled Starr, where I was really struggling in that space, and now I've come come full circle, and I'm saying no to everything that does not serve my highest good. I'm not accepting anything less any longer. I'm only accepting love in the space and where I find myself in my sovereignty and in my ultimate power. So you should all be, aligning with those aspects for your highest timelines and your highest vibration is what I want to share. But I think that best be all for myself today. I'm getting on my soapbox now, everyone, but I just want everyone to be, in the expression that they deserve to feel. I know how much I've struggled and suffered in these spaces, and I want for no one else to feel the same way that I felt. So I feel very strongly about all of this being brought forward, and this is why the Light Renegades exist in the first place. We wanted spaces for people to see and seed in aspects of their sovereignty and in their power so that they can set themselves free. This is about freedom of your soul above all else. So remember that, everyone. You are fighting for the freedom of your soul here. If you are awake, if you are seeding in deeper states of consciousness, you are already free. But some aspects I know still grapple at the ankles. I've been living it, I've been experiencing it, and it's very, very real. And sometimes this gets incredibly harrowing, incredibly scary. And please know that you are not alone. So if you are struggling, please do reach out to myself, any of us Light Renegades over in this space. Please do feel free to leave comments, and there'll be so many souls willing to help you in your space and in your expression. We are here to hold each other's hands through this expression, through this closing of timelines. It's pretty hectic and heavy duty a lot of the time over here, over on the Light Renegade. So I thank you all for being in this space and seeding in, my truth somewhere as well, everyone, because I have been really having to fight for my truth, tooth and nail, time and time again. And I'm just ready to say that I'm here, and this is what I will continue to do until, my last breath here on earth is what I want to share. But that's all for myself today. I'll be back next week with you all, everyone. And thank you to those that will be sending light to me this weekend. I know that you will be, and I'll be sending that light just right back to you as well. But that's all for myself, and I'll be back next week. Take care for now.